Alright guys, welcome to the Mass Effect Q&A. Yeah, I'm doing all the Q&As in a row because I feel like I made you guys wait so long for the Daredevil Q&A. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do all of them. And this time around, I got my good buddy Dosakis with me. Stay thirsty, my friends. So, this is gonna be a good one. I was like, which would be more appropriate, getting drunk in the Mass Effect Q&A or the Wander Over Yonder Q&A? I think I chose the right one. So anyway, here we go. So starting off, we have Alexander Inayez who asks, the Normandy crew gets stranded on a planet, on a jungle world, and is hunted by a group of predators. How awesome would that be? Scale of 1 to 10? Fucking brilliant. I'd love to see that. It'd be like Predators, but, you know, I mean, I didn't hate Predators, but you gotta admit, it wasn't the best thing ever. But it would be like Predators, but with the cast of Mass Effect. That's the best way to put it. Second question. If you had to choose a new Normandy crew from cartoons, who would they be and why? Okay, a Normandy crew made of cartoon characters. I think the group I would pick, Lord Dominator to fill in for Jax. I think I would get also... I don't know who I would get to replace all the characters, but the people I would pick would be Sashi from Pen Zero, Lord Dominator from Wander Over Yonder. I would think I would also pick Dipper from Gravity Falls, even Ford from Gravity Falls, also Gravity Falls. I would also pick He-Man, because why not? Well, actually not He-Man. I think I would go like someone from the Silverhawks, or even, I don't know, yeah, Panthro. I'd put Panthro from Thundercats in that lineup. I don't know who else, but those would be a few good picks right there. Alright. Is Shepard the greatest dancer in the galaxy? Goddamn right, that's how I dance when I'm on the dance floor. That's my go-to move. Literally, the first time I had to go on a dance floor, I was literally like, okay, think, what would Shepard do? The Shepard Shuffle! Needless to say, I got no pussy that night, so... I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, because it was at a dive bar, but, Anyway, so thank you for those questions, Alex. Moving on now to Shadow of Batman, who asks, favorite romance, squad mate, supporting character, and villain in... Wow, you just took all the questions from everybody else, didn't you? But I guess I'll answer this. Favorite romance, Tally. Squad mate, Garrus. Supporting character, Admiral Hackett, because he was such a BA. No, I think Anderson. Yeah, Anderson would probably be my better pick. And villain would be Kai Lang. Second question. Favorite game in the Mass Effect series? Mass Effect 2. That was such a great game. It really built on everything you loved about Mass Effect and really just took it to 11. And expanded the universe so much, and it gave you so many characters, but it made these characters work. It made them, human. It made them fleshed out. And it gave you so many, but it made them all work. I think I just repeated myself, but yeah. Best and worst moments of Mass Effect. Worst thing, the ending, the original ending from Mass Effect 3. That stupid Mako Jeep from Mass Effect 1. Those are the two big ones. Best moments, Mass Effect 2 on a whole. The romance options, because it gave you a lot more. The dialogue options were always fun. So, just a few things right there. So thank you for those questions, Shadow of Batman. And yeah, sorry for snapping earlier for the first question. I was just like, man, it's kind of taking all the other ones, isn't it? But anyway, thank you for those questions regardless. And moving on now to JamesFan1991, who asks, who do you think is a better leader, Commander Shepard or Optimus Prime? As much as I like Commander Shepard, I gotta give it to Optimus, because you can make Shepard go like, you're a bunch of fucking dicks. I'm Commander Shepard, renegade for life. Well, Optimus is just inherently good, so Optimus Prime. Alright, another Transformers questions. Do you think Commander Shepard and his team would deal with the Decepticon invasion? Yeah, I think they could hold off the Decepticons. I think that would be pretty cool. Third question. What do you think of a Doctor Who Mass Effect crossover? Something like if the Cybermen invaded the Citadel and Commander Shepard teams up with the Doctor to stop them. I think that'd be pretty cool. There's actually a few on fanfiction involving... a few of them are one-shots and it builds up to a chapter story. take place after Mass Effect 3, where the first one is a one shot where the Doctor and Garrus fight Cybermen Cyber Turians, and the other one is the Doctor teaming up with Liara to not Liara, Tali, Tali to help orchestrate a better peace between the Geth and and her people, the Quarians. Sorry to get something to drink right there. Anyway, thank you for those questions, James fan. Moving on now to Zach the Thunder King, who asks, favorite class to play as? Soldier. Can't go wrong with a soldier class, and I just suck as Bionic. I just cannot get those Bionic moves right. But yeah, soldier class. Who did you romance in the game that isn't Liara? Tali. Favorite romance. Because she's like the girl next door, dude. She's awesome. Like, she's the awesome girlfriend you want to have. I mean, yeah, she's covered in all the armor to keep her alive, but still, yeah, you can't go wrong with Tali. I mean, on the other hand, though, oh, man, that Miranda booty. That Miranda booty. Anyway. Third question. Least favorite character in the Mass Effect series and why? Counselor Udina? Oh, I hate that prick. Fucking hate him. Glad he got killed off. I think he got killed off. It's been a while since I played Mass Effect 3. So thank you for those questions, Zach. Moving on now to Robert Avram, who asks, what are your expectations for the new Mass Effect game? Give us a good fucking ending that doesn't need to be, retold over twice. And also, I'd like to see, because this is supposed to take place after, what happened in Mass Effect 3. So I'm curious to know where are the other characters in this universe. Anyway, second question. Tell me the truth. Did anyone else kill their evil clone in the game and just renegade the whole DLC? Or do you just think your clone could be redeemed? I kind of killed mine in the DLC, but there are some points where you're like, I think I could have gone back and redeemed it. Third question. If you had the Normandy Series 2, who would you pick from any universe to your crew to go on awesome space adventure with, and I do mean anyone? I kind of already answered this with the cartoon crew, but I guess that means for Mass Effect on a whole, if it could be redone with cartoon characters. But I guess for me, it would be the same question over again. Really. So thank you for those questions, Robert Avram. Moving on now to the Omnitron12345, who asks, since Andromeda is confirmed to have a human character player, what do you think of BioWare possibly adding options to customize the backstory and look of your initial party member to save at the same way you can for your own character? Oh, so you can make them like a different race, kind of like how in Skyrim you can choose amongst the different races. Yeah, I'd like that. I think that would be a cool option to go with. Second question. Bionic Fem Shep and Liara end up in the Star Wars universe, and during the fall of the Republic, what happens? They're mistaken. The Sith know that instantly they're not Jedi, but they need to be taken out, and it's a fight to survival and all that. Excuse me. If Shepard with a backstory, class, and sex, gender, you mean, of your choosing ended up in any dystopian post-apocalypse sci-fi universe, Gears of War, Fallout, Falling Skies, etc., what would you want it to be, and what would the impact of causing these bleak settings? I think for me, I would pick the Mad Max universe, because I'd love to see, Commander Shepard try to deal with a universe where even gasoline is like a hoarded gold. Something like that. Yeah. So thinking of those questions, Omnitron. Moving on now to 146 Zigzag, who asks, what would Star-Lord think of Commander Shepard? Depending on which Shepard you use, like Renegade, I think you'd be like, you're a dick, but you're awesome. And Commander Shepard would be like, you're a tight ass, but I like you. That's kind of how it would be. Oh, default male Paragon. Yeah, just go with my second answer. Second question. Do you think Mass Effect Andromeda is taking place far away galaxy in the distant future in EA's BioWare, avoiding dealing with the mess of Mass Effect 3 ending caused? That's what I kind of think, yeah, where it's in the far future. Because it doesn't want to just deal with the fallout right out the bat from the ME3 ending mess. Alright, third question. Speaking of which, what are your overall thoughts on ME3's ending 4 years later? Do you like it do you like it more, less, or the same? I kind of got pissed off that we had to wait 4 fucking years for a proper ending, and even then I felt gypped. So, yeah. Anyway, just think of those questions. Zigzag, moving on now to Nicholas Harley, who asks, Mass Effect Resident Evil crossover, how would you do it? I think what I would do for a Mass Effect Resident Evil crossover is like, maybe the Reapers, or better yet, Cerberus discovers the ancient relics of the T-Virus from Umbrella Corp, which is completely destroyed, and they found relics of the T-Virus and start infecting it on aliens. Could you imagine, like, zombie alien versions of Quarians and Rachni and all those others? Oh, that'd be scary. It'd be like Dead Space, but not. Second question, what is Mass Effect about? Mass Effect is the best way I could describe it is like Star Trek meets Babylon 5. That's the best way I could describe it. Alright, third question, Steven Universe and Mass Effect crossover, how would that play out? I think maybe Gems in the far future, the Gem homeworld is now trying to get a seat in the Galactic Council at the Citadel, and some of the people are like, no, the Gems are assholes. Let's not have them on here. Something like that. Alright. Thank you for those questions, Nicholas. Moving on now to Andrew Varney. He asks, 12th Doctor ends up in the Mass Effect universe. What happens next? Doctor tries to find his way out, while at the same time... Again, there's some really good fanfiction, but that's more of Matt Smith's Doctors. Doctor than Peter Capaldi. I think Peter Capaldi would be like a cool... His Doctor would be a cool member to the group. Sorry to get more liquor in me. Second question. Mass Effect Steven Universe. I already answered this one. Mass Effect Star Trek crossover. And a TOS series. What hijinks would ensue? Okay. I think what I would do for this is have that, the Mass Effect gateways, the mass relays. Yeah, that's what they're called. The mass relays are being tampered with, and they open up a portal into the Star Trek universe, and the Enterprise is thrown right into it. Man, I would just, like, I would love to see, like, Spock and, what's his name? Morden. Yeah, Morden and Spock hang out. I would love to see those two just, have a lot, have a conversation. No, it'd be be Morden and Hank McCoy. Those two would be a better match. Alright, thank you for those questions, Andrew. Moving on now to Nick Lenz, who asks, what is your view on the many endings of Mass Effect 3? I hate the fact that we had to wait 4 years to get a proper one, and even then I still felt ripped off. Is that clear enough? Is it clear enough, guys, that I didn't like the endings regardless? Second question. When you play the games, do you play as male Shepard or female Shepard? I play as both. Sometimes sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'll do the female line sometimes. I'll do the male romances. It's not gay at all. But no, no, I just have fun with doing both genders sometimes. Third question. Would you cross over between Halo and Mass Effect work? How would that work? Maybe the Prophets have found a way to tap into the power of the mass relays? I don't know. That's a tough one. Excuse me. Moving on now to Wolfman the Impaler, and asks, the Reapers invade and awaken Godzilla and the other Toho monsters. How does everyone react? Oh shit, we woke them up. Turn them on the Reapers, quick. Second question. What would the following alien races fall in Mass Effect universe? The Predators, the Klingons, Skrulls, Autobots, and Decepticons. Oh, where would they fall in? The Predators would be everywhere. The Klingons would be warring it out with the Krogans. The Skrulls would be infiltrating everyone. And the Autobots and Decepticons would be causing a mass galactic war. Third question. If you could choose any female from any race in the series to be your girlfriend, which race would you make an interspecies relations with? As much as I want to say Quarian, I feel like Asari would be... Yeah, I feel like Asari would be the... Yeah, Asari would be the more logical and more cleaner choice, because, yeah, I don't want to have a girlfriend where if we have sex, I end up killing her because she stayed out of the suit too long. I'd feel terrible about that. So, Asari, and yeah. Anyway, moving right along to Common X Wealth. I think those questions, by the way, Wolfman. Questions are: what race would you say is the most useless in Mass Effect? Most useless race. The Hanar I would say the Hanar, but the Hanar trained Thanes people, so they're useless. What are those four-armed elephant-like creatures that have to be like, they say their emotions? Human, delighted. Enteth? I cannot remember their alien race, but they're fucking useless. Also those other ones, the Volas. I think that's what they're called. Man, I always get the names mixed up for the alien races. They're assholes. Second question. My second one is, what is your favorite planet to explore? I love exploring the Citadel. I also love kicking it at the what's that other place called where you find Garrus and Morden? Those are fun. A few other planets, but those are the two that come to mind. Well, those are stations more than planets, but anyway. Linerman0245 asks, but think of those questions common. Moving on now to, Linerman, who asks, every Mass Effect party in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic party members are in the same room, listening to bad puns. What would the reaction be? Bitch, you better turn off that, stop making those puns, or we're going to jump over there and kick your ass. And then a fight ensues. Anyway, second question. Do you think John Carpenter's The Thing could fit very well into the Mass Effect universe? Oh yeah, it's like something out of Mass Effect, really. Man, it is just a creepy-ass thing that looks like it's coming to kill you. Well, it obviously is coming to kill you. Why did I even say that? But yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it looks like something that the Reapers would even be like, we ain't touching that. Third question. If Game of Thrones characters were in Mass Effect, which groups would they belong to? I think Jon Snow would be in C-Sec. Tyrion would be with Cerberus. The Hound would be in Blood Pack. And for everyone else, I don't know where the other ones would be, honestly, but those come to mind. But thank you for those questions, Linerman. Moving on now to Shockwave Spider, who asks, would a Star Wars Mass Effect crossover work? Yeah, I could see it. I don't know how you could get that how to do that, but I think it's a possibility. Alright, who is your favorite villains of the series? Kind of already answered, but in terms of other villains, Saren was a cool one, and Liara's mother. Anyway. Do you own any Mass Effect games? I own the entire trilogy. Fun fact, my good friend the Mount Vernon kid sent me the entire Mass Effect trilogy game set as a Christmas present a few years back. Yeah, about 4 years ago, I think. He sent me the entire Mass Effect trilogy as a Christmas present. So thanks once again, Chris. So yeah. My favorite, like I said, is 2. Moving on now to RoboKaiju75, who asks, do you think we'll ever see a live-action Mass Effect miniseries of sort, or like they've been doing with Halo? I think it would be cool, but yeah, those creatures better look pretty amazing. I don't want it would either have to be I've seen cosplay of Krogans and Turians and Quarians and Asari, and those are really good. But knowing Hollywood, they would just make it a CGI suit, like a CGI motion capture suit, which would just detract from it. Sorry about that. Anyway. If you could create your own Mass Effect alien race, what would they be? What would they look like? I think I would go something like Serpent. Something like very serpenty. And make it like it was an offshoot race of Thane's race. Alright, do you think any of the party members from Mass Effect deserve their own solo origin game, such as Rex, Garrus, or Tali, and if so, how would you make that type of game? Well, I don't know what kind of type of game I would make, but that in terms of characters, Rex, Garrus, Tali, like you said, and Jax. Yeah, Jax and Miranda. Those guys right there. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Robo Kaiju. Moving on now to Treva Smolka, who asks, what is your opinion on the horrible Mass Effect 3 endings? Like I've said, I'm pissed off at them. Second question, who is your all-time favorite character of the Mass Effect universe? Garrus. Definitely Garrus. He was such a badass, and he had a great sense of right from wrong, and he knew how to calibrate some ass. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, final question. What is your opinion on the Reapers if you were to when you first encountered them in Mass Effect? Oh, yeah. What is your opinion on the Reapers when your first encounter with them in Mass Effect before they got screwed over with the stupid, horrible Star Child bullshit? They were terrifying, and when you first saw them in Mass Effect, when you saw them just leaving the colony in Eden Prime, you're like, what the fuck is that? Anyway. So thank you for those questions, Trevor. Moving right along to Jesse Sutres, who asks, if you could create an alternate version of Commander Shepard who belongs to specifically one of the main alien races showcased in the trilogy, which race would you make and why? I think I would go with Turian. Yeah, Turian Shepard would be my pick, honestly. Yeah, it would be my pick for it, because again, they are very much like, they have a very human-like culture, so they wouldn't be too far off. Second question. If you could reimagine the Mass Effect trilogy narrative to work within the confines of another genre while keeping the conflict the same, which genre would you choose and why? I don't think I would. I don't think I would change it, though. I don't think it needs to be changed, because that's the type of story I feel like that's the type of story needed. What is your opinion on the Fox News Mass Effect scandal, which revolves around non-existent interactive sex scenes in the game, and how stupid or humorous did you think it was, considering the reports for criticizing the game had not actually played? I thought it was goddamn ridiculous. Really, Fox, you got nothing better to do? Was it a slow day? Were you not, tearing someone else's or culture's lives down? You had to go after a game? Just saying. Was it... it's the same thing with, you just had to go after bronies, because we're Fox News. Or you had to go after Star Wars and say it was stupid. You just love kicking the hornet's nest, don't you? Anyway, thank you for those questions, Jesse. Moving on now to Grimlock 1992, and asks, what if the Covenant with all races from Halo series were in Mass Effect? It would be cool to have an elite as one of your party members. You can be sure of that. Second question: if the Reapers were bad enough, what would it be like if Unicron were to appear, and how will the Normandy crew handle him? Someone's going to need the Matrix of Leadership real fast. What would Ratchet kind of the Lombrax and Jak and Daxter people fit in Mass Effect? I don't know where they would be, because I never really played. I only played the first Jak and Daxter game, but I guess maybe they'd be like scavengers and villagers. Maybe, I don't know. So, any of those questions, Grimlock. Moving on now to Hekalos, who asks, favorite femships ships. Like I've said, I've played both male and female Shepard, so I think my favorite one would be Garrus. I just kind of dug that romance, because out of all of them where it's not awkward, everyone's awkward between everyone else, Garrus is just goes in. Garrus just goes all the fuck in, and he's just like, "Oh, you want to date me? Yeah, I'm fucking in." Anyway, so thank you for that question. But I think my second favorite would be Thane's, because that one, Thane's kind of ends tragically, though, honestly. Moving on now to Travis Rendon, who asks, excluding Liara, what other females from Mass Effect series would you want as a real-life girlfriend and why? Gotta give it, like I said, Tali. Tali would probably be my pick, even though, like I said, Quarians, it would be hard to keep that, her physically alive sometimes. Who's your favorite bromance in the Mass Effect games? It's kind of a tie between Shepard hanging out with Rex and Grunt, along with, actually, I think my favorite, the two best friendship in the Mass Effect games for me is Shepard and Garrus. Like, even when it's the Fem-Shep relationship, and even if you don't follow that route, it's still a great friendship. Like, Garrus and Shepard are like two friends who get each other instantly. Like, they just instantly understand what the other one's thinking, and he's the most easiest to talk to. So, Shepard and Garrus for best bromance. So, third question. If you had to choose to be either a Quarian or a Geth, which one would you pick, as well as what are the pros and cons of your life you choose? I think I'd go Quarian, but then I'd be stuck in that suit, and what if it itches? Oh, man. What if it itches all the time? Oh, no. Anyway, think of those questions, Travis. Moving on now to Xavier Ford, who asks, Master Chief shows up in the Mass Effect universe, what happens? He's going to be joining that team and kicking ass, along with Vader. It's actually kind of funny, because the other question, Darth Vader shows up in the Mass Effect universe. There's actually a fanfiction, I don't know if it's still up, of Darth Vader, part of the Mass Effect crew, in the Mass Effect 2 storyline, and he joins the crew, and actually has a loyalty mission. There's a loyalty mission in the fanfiction, where Shepard helps Vader escape the Emperor's clutches and rescue Luke. It's very big AU, and I'm not really a big fan of those types of AUs, but this was actually very well written. Anyway, everyone in the Mass Effect universe becomes Force sensitive. What happens? New Sith Empire. Boom. Moving on now to Nicolay Underwood. Hope I'm saying that. I do apologize if I butchered that name, but first question is, since Asari can meld their minds with other races regardless of gender, do you think it's possible for an Asari to have a child with a Transformer? I would have to say, I'd have to give it a maybe. It's a maybe right there. Second question, what if somebody bought the rights to Mass Effect long enough to make an animated musical movie? Animated musical movie, huh? I would say DreamWorks would do that, because I don't think Disney would honestly do something like that. Yeah, I would say get the rights back, because animated musical movie, Mass Effect musical animated film, just does not click with me. What if the series had the Jurassic Park dinos in it and see them throughout it? It's a possibility, like maybe have the I-Rex as a Reaper. Ugh. I shudder to think what that would be like. Anyway, thank you for those questions. I hope I didn't butcher your name as well. I apologize for that. And next question is Alistair Boneman asks, Alistair Bowman, first question is, what is your favorite romantic partner for Shepard, male and female? Like I said, Tali for male, Garrus for female. Second question: have you heard the shipping of Tally and Legion, and what do you think could make a romantic relationship work, and how would you do it right? I've heard of it. I don't ship it because Legion's a machine, and he thinks of himself as a machine, like a one collective. But I would say, yeah, I don't know how I would make it work, but yeah, if I find good fanfiction, I'll ship it. Third question: most awesome Shepard moment. Can be kicking ass, funny, romantic. I think my favorite one is the opening speech you can make for the Normandy crew in the first game. Like, you could go from, yeah, we're gonna totally do this, to fuck everybody else, we're number one, look at my penis. Anyway. So moving on now to the Kane, thank you for those questions, Alistair Boneman. Moving on now to the Kane Matter show. And first question is, would a Mass Effect Gears of War crossover work? I don't know, it's in the far future, and I don't know how that exactly, like the two types of tech would work together well. Second question: if you did a favorites list of Xbox 360 and PS3 games, would any of the games be on there? Yeah, they'd be in the top 10, if not top 5. What would these characters think of Shepard and the Normandy crew? Lord Beerus, the Red Lantern Corps, Frieza, the Borg, General Zod. I think Beerus would be like, I can't wait to blow all of you up and alongside the Reapers. The Red Lantern Corps will be trying to getting Rex and Grunt on their team. Frieza would just blow everybody the fuck up. The Borg would assimilate everyone the fuck up. And Zod would kill everyone the fuck up. Alright. So thank you for those questions. Kane Matter. Moving on now to Wes Beaver, who asked Liara, Tally, or Garrus. Tally, like I've said. MLP Mass Effect. Who it is and how would Jack live in Ponyville? Jack would probably end up killing everybody except Fluttershy, and they would be Rainbow Dash, and they'd be BFFs forever. Moving on now to thank you for those questions, Wes. Moving on now to Media Detective, who asked, the Reapers, Homeworld, and the God Hand want to take over Earth, but only one can stop them, are Steven, Guts, and the Pines twins, and Shepard. How epic would that story be? Pretty epic, but I don't know how all three could stop, all of them could stop all of them, all of them stop all three groups together, united. Alright, who's your favorite character in the game? Favorite female character in the game. Said it once, said it before. Tally. Love the whole story. Love the romance angle. Love everything about that character. Third, who is the most intelligent villain? Harbinger or Megatron? Gotta give it to Harbinger. Megatron sometimes thinks a little too high of himself, and Harbinger is just like, I am going to kill everyone. That is my objective. Alright. Moving on now to Brony Gamer. Star Trek mixed with Mass Effect. How would that crossover work? Kind of already answered that one. Second question. What would it be like if there were alien zombies in the Mass Effect universe? Yeah, they kind of did that. The Reapers, like the Reaper husks, are pretty much a lot like the, are like zombies. So they kind of technically had them already. Third question. Did you find the ending of Mass Effect 3 disappointing? Yes, I have. Like I've said before, yes, I have. So anyway, yeah, that is all the questions. I want to thank everybody who sent in questions. And if I did not answer them, that usually, like I said, that usually means that YouTube either marked them as spam or didn't have them on there at all. But once again, this was a lot of fun. Thank you. Hope you all enjoyed the Q&A regardless, and I will see you guys later.